Hey guys, I'm doing a not much of a flashback review, but a movie I saw for the first time. It was released in 2008. It is actually a Christian movie. It starred Kirk Cameron and it is called Fireproof. This is the very first time I've seen this movie. It is pretty much an interesting film because, like I said, I'm very iffy when it comes to religious movies. But in this case, a friend of mine recommended me to see this film, and being that is a nice Sunday afternoon, and I wanted to see something that was more, positive. Even though I wasn't too sure how positive it was, because I remember seeing the poster, I remember hearing about this film, and the reviews of this film. So I didn't really wasn't too sure how I was gonna react to this movie, but she told me that it was good. I looked up the website, which they do have. I think it's called fireproofmarriage.com, and they had the books and even the movie, the DVD. And I decided, you know what, if I can find it anywhere on the web and I can look at it from my computer, I'm gonna take a look at this film. So I took a look at this movie, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I actually enjoyed this film. I really, really did. It really, if anything, I got a lot of good information from this movie that I think that deserved some praises. There is, unfortunately, some other stuff that I did not like, but the stuff I did like about the film pretty much outweigh the stuff I didn't like. The movie star Kirk Cameron, as I said before, he's going through a lot of problems with his wife. They're not communicating. They're not seeing eye to eye, and the argument is getting bigger and bigger to the point where they're just it's tearing them apart. Where divorce is being talked about, and you can tell that they're both fighting over the same thing. They both have the same thing in common. Then he's not giving me attention. He doesn't understand me. He doesn't. He loathes me. He's pushed me down. He's always constantly telling, nagging, and it's not just one side. It's both who is experiencing the same thing. Um, the father, which was acted wonderfully, by the way, told him to hold off on any divorce proceedings and just do him a favor. He gave him this book, by the way. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that sooner. But he gave him this book, and he told him not to do anything for 40 days. That's the whole deal. Not to do anything for 40 days. Follow the instructions of the book, which he does. He does very, 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 very much. He's trying hard, but it's not working. And for a while, when you watch this film, you're not too sure what to feel about him. He is doing his best, but the frustration is just there because the wife is not feeling him. The wife is not buying the stuff. In fact, the wife, is pretty much influenced, which I will get to that in a minute, or by some friends who she's believing them that he is setting her up for the big blow. The film moves on. As the film moves on, I'm giving little bits and pieces, but the film moved on, and one of the most important pieces is when he had another talk with his father, and he's complaining about how he's doing this, how he's doing that, and how he's making dinner, and how he's giving a cup of coffee, and she's still not giving him the time of day. He's still not. She's still not. Being satisfied by what he's doing, everything he's doing. He's trying to show that he loved them, and at that one point, which makes a lot of sense. This is what pretty much what I like about this film. The father, looked at him and asked him, and basically gave him a stare that pretty much opened his son's eyes, saying that, hey, it's more about just giving, and it's more about patting on the back. Love is something that is not like that. It's not luxury items. Love is something much, much more. And he realized that, yeah, I've been trying, but I really haven't been trying. All he was doing was basically, showering with gifts and doing other stuff that really wasn't really the point. He didn't get it until one of the scenes where he almost lost his life. He went into a burning building trying to save a girl, and he ended up getting trapped. He had no way out. He called upon God, and I guess that pretty much got his head cleared up because he managed to escape the house. But since then, he really started changing, and he really started putting more effort, even when it seemed like it's times where it was almost useless. This is where I started to. It almost started to lose me, but it really got back on. It really grabbed back on it because it's more about the wife. But in the end, you can tell the guy really did love his wife. The wife didn't want to see that, and it's more because of that selfishness. And I think what has happened was she was so blinded by her own selfishness that she didn't really see that he really was changing. She found the book. By the way, he never told her that he was following the instructions that was given to him by his father to read the book and do each thing one day at a time. And I think she realized that, hey, wait a minute, he was trying, but she was still blinded by, I need the attention. I need all the attention. And I think that was because, there was this doctor, which, by the way, one of the most least favorite characters in this movie, was wooing her, and he was married. Never told her that she was married, but he was married, and he was flirting with her, charming with her, basically, trying to satisfy his own personal needs, to a point where he actually lied about something he should never have lied, and she found out and realized a real good man was standing right in front of me. I just didn't, wanted to see it. In the end, they got together. They renewed their vows, and then also in the end, there's actually a twist, which I'm not going to say anything about because if you guys are planning to look at this film, I don't want to ruin it for you. So I didn't explain it too deeply, but like I said, it's one of those films that is, you really gotta really see for yourself, but it is worth seeing, especially if you are very strong in Christian views. I think this movie did its job. I really do, and I enjoyed it very much. I think my uncle would actually enjoy this more than I did. The positive thing is that what I like about this movie, unlike other religious films who try to scare you or try to force feed you a lot of stuff that they really shouldn't be trying to force feed, this film pretty much tried to educate about the consequences of just marrying just for, personal items or sex, or just for things that we really shouldn't be getting married for. Marriage is pretty much a very strong commitment, a commitment that cannot be taken lightly, which something honestly has not been enforced too much in society these days, largely because a lot of people marrying young. That's my own take about it. When you're 18, you're getting married at that age, you really don't. Do you really know what commitment this really is? Another thing about this film, it really shows a lot about how much to appreciate life in general, and that's one of the things I really did like about the film. There are a lot of stuff I did not like about the film. Basically, sadly, it points towards the women, not towards Kirk Cameron role. One of the things is, I did not like her friends. Her friends were people who love to spread gossip, who like to give bad advice. One of the friends actually knew what was happening because in doing the film, Kirk Cameron's character came into the office of the doctor knowing that he was flirting with his wife, and basically threatened him, saying, "Look, I'm fighting for my wife. She's mine, and I cherish the ring." Show him the ring, but it was like a ball of a fist. You have this woman who just basically, she got to tell everybody else, but didn't tell her, but yet, she tells everybody else, and basically just juicy gossip. I have very serious problem about that as well. But they really put pretty much a bug up our ear, saying that everything he's doing is just a way to divorce you and everything, just to do it gently. And to be very honest as well, I didn't see much change in her. She changed when she realized that the doctor is not what he says he is, and Yeah, I saw that part coming, by the way, because when he looked at her about thanking her for paying for the medical equipment for her mother, I knew right there he didn't really do it, or at least didn't do the whole thing. It was her husband. Only he told him not to tell her what it was.